I'll just count all the times I was mod. 5. So I was head admin in classes for a while. That one's the most active I was in. And I was staff in ergs for a day. I know, so long. I'm currently admin in Kansaki's, Killa's, and Masenko's. But yeah.
So how did you reach this point where you just seem to find yourself moderating all of these people's servers?
I think people just find me trustworthy. I don't know, I guess. I kind of know what I'm doing for Discord stuff. I'm like a loser. I'm chronically online, so I know a lot about Discord.
So, like, what inspired you to do all this? You know, are you? I imagine you're not really getting paid for this. You seem to be. I don't know if attracted is the right word to all of these. The style that is VRChat trolling. You know, what inspired you for all this?
I didn't even know VRChat trolling was a thing until I met Glass. Like, I met him organically in the game, and he trolled me for like an hour and a half, maybe. Like, I wasn't like giving into his rage bait, so he was just calling me autistic and a sociopath for a while. But then I met him a couple other times, and then my friend's like, "Oh my god, that's Glass." I was like, "Who?" And then I joined the server, and then the whole Zwo stuff started. And then I was kind of like got close to him there, but I was an erg server way before. So like I remember I was looking for someone to catch this pedo I found. So I went to erg's server, and that's how I met Masenko.
Okay, so after you met Masenko, it kind of just branched off from there. You started meeting others, and then you just grew a sort of trustworthiness within the community as a whole.
I suppose, like, I DM'd him about the pedo, and then it never went anywhere. Because like my friend group got upset about it. It was a whole thing. But I more so started with Glass. Like I was talking to him privately for a little bit about like personal stuff revolving like Zwo and that stuff. So that's where I started, like really started doing any of that.
So how long have you been doing this?
Whenever I was there, I can go back and see when I first talked to Glass, what day it was. I want to say it was like around a month or two. Oh my god. Yeah, I started texting him 8/28. That's when I first started talking to him. So I went up there fast. He also mods people fast.
So what do you think is like what do you do on a daily basis, you know?
I have an IRL job that I go to, and I have a side job that I do online. So yeah, I'm an e-pal.
Really? You're actually like an actual e-pal?
I am.
Oh wow. How's that like?
It is. I don't like doing that because it's like I have to like carry these conversations with these people who are not socially adept at all. But I get a lot of money for it, so it's worth it. I was really into it, and I slowed down.
So can you kind of describe what kind of goes on in all of these servers? Like you moderate quite a few. So what do? Do you just check each server and you're like, all right, everything's good, and then you just leave, or how does that work?
I'm usually just like monitoring stuff, checking logs, banning people, kicking people, the whole shebang. But a little bit before I left Glass's server, I made sure that like his server was kind of unrateable because he was getting rated over and over and over and over again. I was like, okay, let's do something about this. So Cryptic and I set stuff up, and I found out Cryptic is a very scary man. Very, very scary.
So for context, who is Cryptic?
He is Glass's head mod currently, along with I think Claire is the other one. There's two of them now. But he knows like how to encrypt. Like he knows like storage encryption. He has like 20 alts. I got confirmation today. He was the one that was sending gore and doxing people in Jumper server. I never had any proof. Never any proof. I figured it was him, but I had no proof. No one was able to like connect the accounts. But he fucked up and started talking shit on his alt that I do know is his, because he tested the verification systems of his alt all the time, which is Loki. And the like DMs with Big Ounce and Loki were leaked. And I was like, oh my god, it is him. let's go, let's go, because he's like telling her to like kill herself and like slit her throat and all that shit, like fuck shit. I was like, oh yeah, you're the guy.
That's a bit unhinged.
Oh yeah, he is insane. He's actually insane, and I am terrified of him. And I'm pretty sure he like someone in Glass's server got their account taken and Glass was on it. Pretty sure that was Cryptic as well. Like Cryptic knows his way around cyber. It's genuinely terrifying. Oh, he's way worse than the others. Like he's like genuinely like he's telling people their addresses, their full names, where they live, where they lived, their families, like their IP, like what they look like their fucking like cameras, like it, like, and then he's sending gore and telling them to kill themselves, like in like graphic detail. He's not trolling. He's like malicious.
That is shocking. Honestly, that is shocking.
And he acts so
I'm
calm.
like an outsider to all this, so that's crazy.
He acts so calm. I found out like the only missing link I got today, like a little bit ago. I was like, I fucking knew it. I knew it was him. I knew it. I had no proof, but I knew it. Because I had people, because my DMs are open. So like if someone from Jumper server had problems with people from the Glasses server, I would help them with it. But like I would always help people like get unbanned or stuff like that. Like the Mr. Negative situation, that shit was annoying. This Crumble kept banning them, and I was like, I unban them. You gotta leave them unbanned. And he's like, but I don't like them. Like that doesn't mean ban them. They didn't do anything wrong.
What do you think are like significant aspects of like the community that like the new people, kind of like me, should know?
Your fellow new people or people who are just like watching stuff like that are really, really fun to hang out with. Like I loved being in VCs all the time and messing with people. Like I would just tell people like join the VC. Like it would just be like me, and then I would have like 20 people join, and I would change all their names and like mess with them. And I've done that several times. Been lots of fun. Like the community there was really good, especially like when I was interacting with people a lot. I was more active than Glass was. And then I would like make Glass join VC and all that stuff. But I do, if you want to communicate with people, Glass is the way to go. Like if you want to meet YouTubers, he's the way to go. Because Erg never joins VCs. Glass does. But he's also like very full of himself. So like he's not gonna talk unless it's about him. But you know. That's just how he is.
I came in contact with both Erglaw and Glass about an interview, and they're both very responsive. A little busy people, but very responsive.
Oh yeah. Erg has an IRL life. Glass doesn't. No hate to that. I don't really have a life either. But so Glass is usually on Discord more, and he has his DMs open. I don't know if Erg does.
Yeah, Erg does not, unfortunately.
Yeah, I was just on his live stream earlier. Did you see that stuff?
I just started watching it. You know?
Oh, it's rough. I hear my cat though. He doesn't he meows every now and then, and it just so happened to be when I was talking to Eric for the 20 minutes I was there.
Yeah, I'm going to watch Erg's video or stream, I guess, and then I have Glass's video right next to it.
Oh, his video, that's complete clickbait. It's just from him trolling.
Oh, yeah, I knew his streams had like similar clickbait titles. I didn't know he was gonna make a video with a clickbait title.
Oh yeah, wow. He's does that. Yeah, I don't like hate Glass or anything, but like for the stuff I was saying on the stream, right? So I basically like said anything I knew regarding certain situations, but like he was saying that I was lying, and then he was telling the other girl to like kill herself, and like just saying a bunch of shit. And I was like, I'm not lying. I have the pictures still. He's like, oh, whatever. And then he like cracked. He's like, okay, it's true. I'm like, yeah. Okay. I don't know. There's no reason for me to lie about that stuff. I was very hesitant to even say most of it because I didn't want to like leak his stuff. I don't know. A lot of his stuff gets leaked, and I felt bad.
So how do you perceive the relationship between content creators and their audiences in the VR trolling space, and what do you think they should be?
I'm pretty experienced in both Ergs and Glasses, so I can really speak on those two, but I don't know about the others. But regarding Glass, yeah, he's very involved in this community. Like if you go on a stream, like you can stream snap him and he'll talk to you. So like just block you for the most part, or he doesn't even really stream VRChat that much. He's just been streaming drama and Elden Ring recently. But community wise, if you want like more community, or if you want to be on a random stream, definitely go towards the Glass stuff. He may just call you slurs. I mean, you'll get to meet him if that's what you want. It should. The way I was doing it with Glasses community, like, just talking to them and like not being a raging like asshole like he is. Like, I wasn't making accusations. I was just kind of vibing and like messing with people, but in ways that they can fix, like changing their nickname that they can change back. Like, I feel like that's the type of harmless fun that it should be, because a lot of times the trollers get their troll identity mixed up with their real life identity. So like, you don't know when the troll ends and they begin, and that's what Glass had an issue with.
So how did I guess suppose being caught up in all the drama, how did it affect you?
My personal stuff got dragged across the internet, multiple streams, so it wasn't great. Being added in voices. But it's fun, but there's definitely a risk reward with it, because like I gotta hang out with like fun people that didn't really know before. But then like anything you do can and will be leaked, like anything. So.
Right, I suppose moving away from the drama, what do you think of VRChat in general? Or the people like the ERPers, the muters, the age regressioners, all of those people. What do you feel about them?
I I don't think VRChat is a great place like what it used to be. It used to be fun and memes and stuff, and now it's been like taken over by people who never leave the game. And as a past chronic VR chatter, I was there too at one point, but that was like years ago. Right. And it's like, it gets to a point. You gotta, like, the mirror dwelling, like, no. Like, age regressing, you do that in private. You don't go to a VR chat world and pretend to be a baby. That's not normal. You're faking it and lying. Like, mutes are, just assume every mute's a guy unless proven otherwise. Don't trust anyone's age unless you see an ID.
What about the Phantom Touch players?
Phantom Touch players, they like say like, oh, I have phantom pain. That's complete bullshit. Like Phantom like sense, or like Phantom Touch, like air quotation marks, is like when someone like touches your nose in game, you feel a little tingle. Like, you don't feel like someone's finger rubbing on your nose. Like, you like, oh, haha, like it feels silly. Or like if they touch your arm and you're looking at your arm and you've trained yourself to like be delusional is a way to put it, by like, you can like train your fandom sense by, like, dragging your finger where like the person's touching you in VR, and it'll like fuck up your brain. But you have to like be like chronically in VR like 24/7 to do that. It's possible. It's not like that shit that they say.
So who's the best? Who's the best VR chat troller?
I would have to say Ratgrave. I love his videos.
I just interviewed Ratgrave.
He's awesome. He's genuine. He's not like shitty. He's very like, he's like a big heart. Fuck with that.
Yeah, he's very charismatic.
Yes. His videos are like fun to watch. We're like, Glass and Erg's like, ooh, this is kind of like secondhand embarrassment. Like, oh god, maybe it's because I know the guys, but it's like, I don't know. Ratgrave deserves a world. He's like a good, genuine person.
You ever heard of a YouTuber named Meso Mayo?
Mason Mayo?
Meso Mayo.
No, I don't think so.
He is also usually put in this on the same, I guess, pedestal as Ratgrave, because they're not really involved in drama, but they are really good trollers. Meso Mayo takes viewer suggestions and he uses those suggestions, on VRChat trolling. Yeah. Absolutely recommend.
I'll have to check him out then. You can link me after this. I like the nice trollers. Ratgrave fits into that description. Like, I never really watched Glass's videos before I knew him. Like, I just, I was never really like a fan of his. I was more so like a acquaintance that was made from chance meeting each other multiple times in VR.
So there seems to be a bit of a change within those two, Ergblaw and Glass. They're both slowly, yet surely, trying to move away from VRChat. Why do you think that is?
Probably the same reason proximity chat is. Like, it's just not, they want to be tied down to the same thing over and over and over. They want to be able to do their own things. I feel like they were slowly reaching out with like Elden Ring, for example. Like I was on a few streams for that. I don't know what other games they played. Oh, Dale and Dawson. Like that's a great game. That's fun. Really fun to play with like the community as well. You don't want to like be stuck doing the same thing over and over, so they're trying to branch out.
So what was like the worst thing you've seen moderating these servers, other than the whole cryptic thing? That was insane.
Seeing how people talk about each other like is really just demoralizing. Like a lot of the times I was just like, hey guys, let's like be friends. I don't know if you've seen anytime I've talked, but like anytime I was like on stream, I was like, okay guys, like we don't have to do this on stream. Like this can be resolved privately. Like we don't need to do it here. Let's stop fighting. You're just doing this for like views, obviously. Like why do it on stream? What makes sense? Like this sucks. And then like they dragged my personal stuff into it. And I was like, okay. That's why like I left Glass, because he was using my personal stuff to go against Erg. I was like, that's not cool. Then I made Erg name drop me, and then Erg showed a DM where I lived on stream. So that was awesome. That was great.
So I kind of reached a dead end here, just a little bit here. So when I arrived to Glass's server, I arrived a bit late because for the longest time I just could not enter the server. But when I did, I saw the only message I ever saw from you was one where you were announcing that you were leaving.
Yeah.
What were your feelings at the time?
I was kind of sad because like it was basically saying like you should, or this is what he was saying to me, is like you should stop talking to him. I was like, it was like prying like a kid away from their fucking like dead dog. And I was like, well, I don't like the community here. Like the people are really nice. And he's like, you should not associate with him. I was like, okay. Like, it's obviously I did it on my own will, but like I don't know, I just didn't want to believe it.
So how has your experience really? How has that viewed your how's that influenced your views of the online communities in general? How has that changed your views on things like that?
I used to mod for communities a long time ago for like old. I'm not gonna say the community because then I'll just out that get where it was. But yeah, I used to mod for it, and then the owner banned me. I was like, okay, whatever, because he was like mad at something, and I went to his girlfriend's server, I modded there instead. It's the whole like, oh, never meet your heroes thing. Like for sure. Like if you want to enjoy their content, don't talk to them on a personal level. Like it'll ruin it forever. That's my main advice.
So I would like to thank you for sharing your insights. Is there anything else you'd like to add about anything at all, about your experience in the VRChat trolling community? Anything at all?
If you have a bad experience, don't let it ruin every experience going forward. Like if you, let's just say like dating wise, for example, this is the easiest metaphor. Like let's say like a girl cheats on you or a guy cheats on you. Don't let that ruin your like relationship with relationships in the future. Like always just be yourself, and if you have drama, solve it privately and don't milk the fuck out of it for like 80,000 streams and 80,000 announcements. It's just tiring. No one likes it.